Jamie Coleman here. Happy Sunday evening to you all. I wanted to share this video with you all because this is something that I do every Sunday on my own that I call Sunday self-reflection. Basically what I do is to wind my week down before I start off the new week. I take some quiet time to myself to sort of reflect on my thoughts and on my experiences from the week, and usually do a little bit of journaling. But today there was something that made me want to share this video with you all. So here it goes, and if you want to stick around and hear my thoughts, happy to share. Otherwise, feel free to shut me off and get back to the Sunday Night Football or whatever you're doing. But I want to share a quote with you all that really jumped out at me. It's by Joseph Campbell and sort of summarizes what my thoughts were for this week. It goes like this. It goes, "Let go of the life you've planned for the life that's waiting for you. Let go of the life you've planned for the life that's waiting for you." And I think that quote is so telling because it's so easy today to get caught up in all the things we're doing, whether that's in our job, in our relationships, with our body, with our finances. So easy to get caught up in this idea of trying to control everything that happens in our life. And I find that deep down, really what it is we're all after is a feeling. I think the purpose of life is to really experience that feeling physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, of really being authentically alive, truly alive. And in reflecting on my own life and talking to a lot of my friends this week, this theme has kind of come up of getting caught up in our life, getting caught up with the things that we have to do or the material things in our life. And I think a lot of times we forget, who we really are and what's really important in our life. All the things like the material goods, like our six pack or that prestigious job title. Those things are important because I think they help to drive us forward in our life, to move us forward, to really try to progress and advance ourselves. But sometimes that thing that we thought on the surface was the ultimate actually leads to something much deeper. Sometimes in moving towards what we think we truly wanted, we actually experience deep down what it was we were really after all along. Life is really about living your own personal truth, whatever that means to you, whether that be being honest, serving others, doing something you're passionate about, or looking for your own unique purpose in life. It's about really being authentic. And we may not know what that always is. We may not be sure, but there's something inside of us that's just calling us forward, and we really want to check it out. We may not have the answers, but we've got the questions, and we're willing to really humble ourselves and connect with the level of deeper exploration as we sometimes put our personal pride aside and go deeper in our lives. Sometimes along the way, that process of life gets more confusing. I think so often many of us have come to that point where we're just not sure, and we're looking for something to help guide us along the way. And we may be fearful, we may be insecure. We may feel like we're powerless over some of the things in our life, whether that be a job that we're stuck in or a relationship that may be difficult. But I think there's a big difference between feeling powerless in a situation and being helpless. We may be powerless to control certain things on the outside, like our finances or the weather or the traffic that's moving too slowly, but we're never helpless. What if maybe that job that you're stuck in right now that's difficult, that's not giving you the wealth that you want? What if the purpose of that job is actually to make you ask those deeper questions? What am I passionate about? What do I truly love in my life? What's really going to fuel me and allow me to serve others and live a deeper purpose? I think that life is not happening to us, but that life is happening for us each and every day. We've always got choices. We can always dictate what happens by bringing ourselves and controlling ourselves. That's one thing that we always have control over. We can always relax. I think that's one of the things that it sounds so simple. We can always relax and just stop. Press the pause button on our life a little bit and take some time for ourselves to just laugh, to just humor ourselves, to call a friend, to connect, to take some quiet time. And in doing so, I think that leads to a really important concept that I've been dealing a lot with this week, and that I've been realized how important it is in my life, and that's the concept of faith. How do you live with a sense of faith? Not with a sense of fear, but with a sense of deep faith. Not, I'm not trying to impose any religious beliefs on you, but a deep sense of faith in who you are and why you're here and what your purpose is. And knowing that everything's going to be fine, just like it always is. It may be difficult, it may be challenging, but there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. If you're going through hell, the only way to get through it is to keep on going. And that faith is something that money can never buy. That faith is something that no six-pack is going to be able to outdo. Life may not be perfect. You may feel like you're not always perfect. The Lord knows that I am not perfect. But that's the beauty of it, is that we're all imperfect. And that's truly the beauty of life. And sometimes, in missing our goals, or going through that struggle, we move towards our true destiny. And so in alignment with that quote that I started off with, that let go of the life you've planned for the life that's waiting for you, there's another story I want to share with you all. And that's the story of the Golden Buddha. It goes like this. There was an old temple in Tibet, up in the mountains in this very forest region, that had a huge temple of this stone Buddha. Totally ordinary Buddha, this ginormous statue, but just nothing special about it, this stone Buddha. And people would always come by it and pay their respects, but really didn't think much of it. A lot of people would just pass by it. Until one day, there was a drought that happened, and the whole region became very dry. And there was a monk that was sitting at the foot of this stone Buddha as the drought was occurring, and all of a sudden, some of the stone began to crack off. And underneath the stone, he noticed that there was a glint, that there was this shining glint that was coming out of this stone Buddha. And he looked and he realized that it was actually gold that was underneath this stone. And it turns out that this golden Buddha had been erected a long time ago, but had been covered up by stone at one point because there was an invading army coming through, and they didn't want the army to ravage it. But people forgot. And this golden Buddha was there for centuries, and no one even knew it because it was covered in stone. And I think that story really is a metaphor for us in our lives. And that underneath all of us is this golden, shining person. But often it becomes covered. And we may forget that it's there. We may not connect with it as much as we should. But it's always there. It's never going to go away. So as you wind down your week and you get ready to start your Monday, I hope this maybe serves you to ask some deeper questions in your own life. Maybe try something new. Put yourself out there. Have some faith. Whatever it means to you. Be humble. Be hungry. And live authentically as you nourish your mind, your body, your heart, and your soul.